right, so now we're going to write a quadratic function that's given to me in standard form, and I'm going to write it in vertex form. And then I'm going to identify the vertex. So let's start with number 13. I have y equals x squared minus 12x plus 18. So I'm going to kind of group some things a little bit. I have a y equals, oops, but I'm going to leave a little space over there actually. And then on this side I have x squared minus 12x, and I'm going to leave a space, and then I have the plus 18. I'm going to make this, I want to make that my perfect square trinomial. Okay, I need to find this value that makes it so I can write it as a binomial squared. And to do that, we took half of b, so we took b, we halved it, we square it, we add it to both sides. So half of negative 12 is negative 6. Negative 6 squared is 36. So if I add it to this side, I must also add it over here. Okay, so over here I have y plus 36 equals, this can now be written as x minus 6 squared. Remember, you take b and you half it. That's where that minus 6 came from. And I still have the plus 18. All right. Then I need to get y by itself. That's our equation. So we have an equation. So I subtract 36 to both sides, and I get y equals x minus 6 squared minus 18. 18 minus 36 is negative 18. Here's my equation in vertex form. This equation and this equation will give you the exact same parabola. All right, so we found we wrote the function in vertex form. Now let's write out our vertex. Remember, the vertex is hk, and this equation was y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And the vertex was hk. So I know I have a 6 in here, and it's a minus 6, so my x is actually positive, and the number tacked onto the end is my y value. So there's my vertex. All right, number 14. Okay, let's write it so we have things grouped. Oops, I keep doing that. I'm going to add some number here. I have x squared minus 22x plus some number, but then I also have that plus 16. I can't forget about that. All right, so let's take our b. We half it, square it, add it to both sides. So half of negative 22 is negative 11. Then I square that, and I get 121. Then I have to add it to both sides. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. And the reason I can do this without having to multiply anything, if there was something in front of here, okay, if I had to divide out, factor out a coefficient of x squared, if it's something other than 1, I would have had to multiply this number by that number before I put it over here, because it was inside the parentheses. That would be multiplied by that number. But since this is 1, really we can ignore those parentheses over there, and it's still the same problem. But we want to be able to write that parentheses as a binomial being squared. So it becomes that. The right side becomes that. And then the left side is still y plus 121. So now we need to subtract the 121. So I get y equals x minus 11 squared doesn't change. Then I have 16 minus 121, so that's minus 105. So there's my quadratic in vertex form. And then therefore my vertex is h. So we have a minus 11, so h is a positive 11, and k is a negative 105. There's my vertex. All right, so go to the practice and do problems 55, 56, and 57, and move on to the very last video.